Let's listen in to the big bull investor, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. My colleague Vikram caught up with him earlier.
He's been called the big bull of the Indian stock market, and now investor Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is making waves for announcing he will give away 25% of his money, or 5,000 crores, whichever is less, to charity. I spoke to him a short while back to understand what his plans are. This is what he said.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Vikram. See, I have decided the quantum that I'm going to invest and give it to my foundation. And I'm still, in the process of, there's still time. I'm to give the money in 2020. So I'm still structuring, what kind of organization I will have and what kind of causes I will support. But some of the causes which I think of, in which I have not finally decided about, first is malnutrition. It's estimated about 20 to 25% of all Indian children have malnutrition. Below the age of 5, that not only it affects them physically, it also affects them mentally. So I think one great problem we must attack is malnutrition. Another area where I want to work is in water resources. I think India has got some fantastic ancient water, water systems. And I think instead of these huge dams, and even in the urban areas where water is such a problem, I think we work on the water conservation systems. I think it can produce big bang for the buck.
Well, Rakesh, I'm sure that eventually the correct models will be worked out and will be sorted out. But the basic principle you're talking about is that 25% of somebody's wealth at least should be given away. Is that the model that you think should be rolled out elsewhere to other industrialists, to other stock market investors as well?
Well, I think it depends on each individual's pocket and each individual's conscience. I won't say that 25% is too much and 5% is less, or 100% is right, or 90% is right. It depends on individual's pocket, individual's choice. But I think, as I said, give what your conscience wants and what your pocket permits, but give something at least. There's no sanctity, or there's no, rule that 25% is good enough and, 5% is not, or 90% is good. So I won't like to comment on what is enough. See, in my case, Vikram, once always my father inspired me. The only thing he wanted me, and he was concerned, was that I do charity. He was not bothered about my wealth.
Right, and now I guess a question that all of our viewers will really be interested in. I guess how much 25% comes to will also depend on what happens in the Indian stock markets going forward. Now, you were the first person, or one of them, to talk about the structural bull market in India. Do you still hold that view? Do you feel that the Indian stock markets still have a long way to go up?
I can still tell you that 98% or 97% of my wealth is still in equity. I think we have not seen the India of our dreams at all. We are getting there. So I am extremely bullish, Vikram. And I want to clarify one thing. I've said I'll give 25% of my portfolio or 5,000 crores, whichever is less. So suppose my portfolio is 10,000, I'll give 2,500. Suppose my portfolio is 25,000, I will still give 5,000. And this is because I finally intend to give 25% at least, but I want to first give and then test the waters, see what effect I have, how well I can use the money before committing further money. As far as markets are concerned, I am extremely bullish, especially in the longer term. I think you haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so that's an interesting insight coming from you, which people have been really wondering about. So you still do believe that India is a great story to invest in, and that stock market investors should be therefore enthusiastic?
Absolutely, and I think, see, God can do anything, but barring some absolutely unforeseen, unseeable, unthinkable circumstances happen, I don't think that India's bull run as a country can be stopped ever. And as a consequence, the bull run in the equity markets. Don't forget one thing, the bull run in the equity markets is a product of the bull run in the economy.